Alright, so here we are, 3.5 weeks out. Just I'll do a quick midweek update. Back at work now, general fatigue is higher, and so I'm just making sure my midweek runs are really relaxed, really comfortable. About 6:30 a kilometre. I mean, today's run actually, I'm at 6 minutes per kilometre, which is probably the quickest I'll be going over the next 3.5 weeks. And the main goal, of course, is to get to the start line fit and healthy. So because of that, I want to make sure that I'm just being mindful, being careful, being sensible. There's no reason at this stage to start trying to go out and do something heroic. Just want to take my time and enjoy this last phase of the process. In the next few days, I'll be completing my final long run, and so my aim there is to go back to the start line of the ultra, do the first 20 miles again, ran that session from a few weeks ago, do that, and the day after do obviously the back-to-back part of it, and I'll just see how I'm feeling. 10 miles would be great just to really solidify my mileage with the lead up to the race. Now the weather over the next few days is set to be windy like this and also pretty wet, so with that in mind it's going to be quite a testing experience, but I'm pleased to have it, this wind, because who knows what the conditions will be like on the day. So it's really important to practice in variable temperatures and weather to make sure that you're prepared mentally if it comes down to it on the day. So a few weeks out from any peak race, I always get the same feeling, and had it before both my marathons, and I always just get a little bit concerned that I know that every run I go on has a potential for injury or kind of freak accident, and that always makes me feel a little bit nervous, just because I put so much into it and so much prep for the race that you don't do anything stupid and put yourself in a situation where you're going to basically throw it away. So I know it's a little bit of a mental game there, but it's just part of how I normally feel. You know, it means a lot to me to get to the start line, even more to get to the finish line, but just want it to all go as smoothly as it can. So the question I've been asked, and I've asked myself exactly the same question, is this the fittest I've ever been? It's a really difficult question to answer, because when I think back to my second marathon, I could definitely run a lot quicker, that's for sure, a lot quicker. However, after those long runs, I used to come home and just feel totally wrecked, and it would take me, you know, a couple of days to get back to feeling like my legs were really working efficiently. So that's one side of it. I was faster. However, this training block in particular, let's just discount the first training block before the ultra was rescheduled. This training block, I felt like my legs have responded so well to a much more focused pace. I've come back off for long runs and I felt alright, felt fine. Obviously you do feel it the next day, but actually the recovery that I've been putting in place has been so good that I've been more or less back to normal in kind of 48 hours, which I feel really good about. And most importantly, it might not be the fittest in terms of my legs, but in terms of strength, I've never felt stronger mentally and physically. So I feel like I'm in the right state of mind to really give this my best shot. And like I say, strength as well. On the hills I'm noticing a big difference. I'm far more comfortable moving up them. I'm not as out of breath, I'm not as exhausted, and that's a real positive. So I've actually gained a significant amount by just varying the terrain for a start, exploring the ultra course, which has given me the confidence, and also just mentally getting myself into a really positive place and knowing that, you know, I can do this. I know I can do this. Now the question around, have I done enough mileage? I know my level of fitness. I know what I've been able to kind of realistically do. Yeah, I can push further, but what I don't want to do is overcook it and take myself out of the game. Yeah, if I had a couple more weeks on top, maybe 6 weeks, I'd be trying to do like a 26 mile, 27 miles, something like that, and then a short back-to-back the next day. But I'm just being cautious, perhaps too cautious, but this is my first experience doing it. I'm kind of making my way through this process by myself, and had some amazing support, and I will do a little thank you video closer to the time, but had some really good support from people I've been able just to kind of lean on and ask questions, because I'm an amateur here and this is my first time, and I wanted to learn through my mistakes as well. I had thought about getting a coach, just to do a couple of sessions, and I just realised I think I would feel a whole lot better with that achievement for myself. I feel like I see it all the time in races. People have kind of got that mental toughness to keep going when it gets difficult, tend to really kind of reaping the rewards of that. Even in my local race I did, was it a month or so ago now, that 10k up the hill, you know, some people shot off quick at the start, and I mean, for me, they ran past me, and not one part of me actually felt like I was a failure or felt like I was slow, because I knew that in the end I would make that ground up on the hills, knowing the course, and also when it did get more difficult and when my cousin raced ahead of me, you know, I didn't give up, and that's key as well. I think you just got to keep moving one step in front of the other, and there's going to be times in the ultra when I'm going to be absolutely wrecked beyond belief, and what's going to keep me going is the fact that I can do it, and also I can walk. What's wrong with this? Now, it's not the best way to complete an ultra, but I'm more than happy to walk and then come back another year and really give it a go at trying to run it outright. But I think part of the ultra experience is the running, the jogging, the walking, the hiking, and mixing up that approach for the terrain that you're on. I feel like I've kind of gone really off topic, but there we go. Anyway, it gives you a little bit more of an insight into how I'm feeling and thinking about my ultra. Today's run, I did it 6 kilometres at an average of 6 minutes per kilometre. The splits weren't exactly on the 6, but I was able to kind of manipulate my speed and move through the different zones in order to make sure that I did get a nice average of 6 minutes per kilometre. So I'm really pleased with that. It's a lovely run, beautiful day. I'm going to head off now into work, but what a way to start the day.